that's the path that I took. The academic route, going through, getting my PhD, and going to be a faculty member, and then assuming other leadership roles. I've been worked for institutions and then for systems that oversee institutions in Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Georgia, and got the opportunity. I've been at two other universities, Austin Peay State University and the University of Memphis, in Kennesaw State in Georgia. So I really enjoy working on the campus more than I enjoy working at the system level. So you just work your way up. But there's some people that come through, they're really good at the finance side of the house, and they work their way up as a VP of finance and they become president. There's some people that they're really good at the fundraising aspect of it. They may come through that route. There are other people that are really good at the student affairs side of it, and they want to go from being a vice president for student affairs to being a president. But most of the time, you don't hear of too many presidents that don't have some experience working in the university.
And you went through the student affairs, right? Or student counseling.
Yeah, academic affairs and some student affairs work. That's correct, actually. Before I got my doctorate, man, you really are. You see deep into the past. Very, very good research. My first job out of my undergrad, I actually did student relations work. It was recruiting, it was student affairs work, and also working with alumni there were two regions of Tennessee, Middle and East Tennessee, that my institution was asked me to be responsible for all the students and the alumni in those areas. So yeah, I got started that way and loved that. But as I got my master's degree and then got my PhD, I decided to take the academic route and go the faculty route.
So I noticed you did work at Austin Peay for about 4 years.
I did. That's correct.
So I'm wondering, you understand, you may have heard recently about the coaching change from Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss going to LSU.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do the people at Austin Peay consider you a traitor?
That's a great question.
Because we're within the same conference.
Yes. But we were not then. Let's imagine, Corndog, if you will, that I had been at Austin Peay in 2016. And Austin Peay was in our athletic conference, and I decided to come to work for the University of Central Arkansas from that role. Maybe my friends and colleagues at Austin Peay could say, "You're a traitor. Why are you doing that?" But I left Austin Peay in 2005. Let me think about this. How many jobs did I have? I was in Oklahoma in a role. I was in Georgia in a role. I was at Kennesaw State. So that was, 4 or 5 roles ago. That's right. I was at Tennessee Board of Regents from Austin Peay. So I think because that's like laundering myself. I laundered myself and my allegiances through several other roles. I think that the people at Austin Peay State University still hold me in good stead. But you know what? When we play them here in a couple of weeks in basketball, which likely that'll come down to it for the tournament, 1 seed in men's basketball, I can promise you I'm all purple. That's for sure.
Completely unrelated. But the people have asked, are you on Yik Yak?
I am not on Yik Yak. I'm not on Yik Yak because I don't know. I mean, that to me, that's like...
This is more of a student thing.
It's a student thing, and I think that I do hear about. I get it. I get secondhand. I mean, it's almost like secondhand Yik Yak knowledge. But yeah, no, I'll let that be a student thing, and me not go in there because I don't know. I just feel like president of the university, I'd probably be a big buzzkill.
Well, while we talk about buzzkills, I am going to play a song. We are going to take a little break and play some music. Please enjoy Goodbye to Love by the Carpenters.
Are tunnels ways that you can get underground for utility purposes, for piping, for fiber line and things like that, all throughout the UCA campus? I have only looked into those tunnels. I've never traversed those tunnels. So perhaps you, as a wizard, and your minions, I don't know if do you have minions as a wizard? Is that...
Do I look like Gru from Despicable Me to
no,
you?
you do not. No, you're a fine-looking wizard. There's absolutely positively. But
well, I'm flattered.
But by all means, I have never traversed the tunnels. But yeah, it's basically utility runs and the like. And whenever, let me see, you came to UCA 2 years ago, correct? Is that right?
Yes, 2024.
So, and we're better for it, having you here. The back in 2018 and 2019, we did a lot of technology work where we dug up a lot of portions of the campus, and a lot of those tunnels were key to doing new utility runs. Yeah. I have stumped Corndog the wizard.
I noticed there's a lot of what seems to be
Now, is there one from Sheastal to the president's house?
Yes.
That, I think, is mythological at best. I think that you would probably have to have a time and a space portal of some sort. I'm not aware of one that runs from Sheastal to the president's house.
So I understand that there is a lot of religious imagery around campus. Right. Something to do with the bear.
Yes.
So
yes.
What I'm mainly wondering is, you know, Mr. Bruce.
Yes. Oh, know him well. Good friend.
And
a trusted advisor.
Is Bruce D. Bear a deity?
I think Bruce D. Bear is. I don't know that we would hold him up as a deity, but I think he is, without a doubt, he's in the realm of heroes. When you talk about the people that are part of the myth, the narrative of the organization, who are those people and or bears that are critically important to be able to tell the story? I don't know of anybody more important than Bruce D. Bear. Perhaps Sugar would exceed him, but for sure it reaches the hero realm. So now in your world, I don't know. I mean, would you feel like Bruce D. Bear has the same sort of powers that you do as a wizard? I don't know. You ought to get to know him. Perhaps you guys could match match in a wizard off or power for power. See what you can do. A little ping pong between the wizard and our hero Bruce D. Bear. But he's certainly got more squeeze than a whole lot of people around here. Bruce is somebody I look out for.
Are they siblings or are they dating?
They are siblings. Bruce and Sugar are indeed siblings. This most recently we had the kiss cam.
I did see that.
At the
I just wanted to confirm
on
that
Saturday, and I think that Bruce and Sugar, they evidently they get put on the kiss cam often enough. People just confused. They assume that there's an amorous relationship between the two of them. They had a sign that made it clear the sister and brother relationship. But that is a much discussed topic that we have to make certain that
and now it is confirmed.
Brother and sister.
Yeah, brother and sister. Is Bruce D. Bear bound to UCA? The grounds?
I think that Bruce D. Bear... No. Bruce D. Bear, he travels the world. He travels the world in support of our teams. He travels the world as an ambassador for the university. Bruce D. Bear, he's got credentials in many lands. Now, if your question is Bruce bound to us? I think Bruce loves the Bears of UCA. I can't imagine that Bruce would want to be with or be in service to anybody more than the UCA student body.
Where did he come from?
Well,
was he born? Did he live here always? And we built the campus around him.
It's my understanding that Bruce is from these regions. Bruce was born in these parts. Let's just say that. Bruce adopted UCA, and UCA adopted Bruce. And I think Bruce DeBear just became a part of our family. He is part of our family and will forever be a part of our family.
Do you hang out with Gordon Ramsay? How often do you hang out with Gordon Ramsay?
I hang out, let me see, I'm 53 years old, however many days that would be. Divide those total, 53, let's do a little equation. 53 times 365, and then take 2 days out of that. That's how many days out of all those days that I've hung out with Gordon Ramsay. 2 days.
What was your experience like with Gordon? Was he a well-mannered individual?
Yes, he actually very pleasant. Actually.
Did he curse at you?
Did not curse at me. Perhaps I didn't do anything to merit cursing. A very pleasant individual. We were delighted to be able to have them set up with their show on the campus, of course, over at the Bear Den, and that's still a little bit of a did that really happen sort of moment in my life. That and they were only here for maybe 50 to 60 hours. I mean, it really is that quick a period of time. That the team gets here, they do their work. It basically was a day and a half worth of work, in and out. A fascinating little chapter in UCA history, but yes, 2 days out of X number of days. That's all that I hang out with Gordon. Have we gotten together since that period of time? No, Corndog. Gordon has not reached out to me. I think clearly we made good impression on each other, and that was enough of each other. That's enough. We were topped off.
One more question before we go to break. When you go to the basketball games, do you get a hot dog? And do you load up the hot dog with all the toppings?
No, to the latter part of the question. I would say about every third game I get a hot dog. Every game I get popcorn. So popcorn always. That's bad luck if I don't get my popcorn. But no, a hot dog to me is deserving of just a little bit of mustard. That's it.
All right. Please enjoy this next song, and we will go on break. Welcome back to Corndog the Wizard Explains the Universe. Do you wear wigs?
Not every day. I mean, this hair is a legitimate look. But do I? For instance, 3 days ago, I had the privilege of wearing like a straight up old school powdered wig, like the founding fathers would have worn.
I did see a post of that.
Yes. So do I wear wigs in costume from time to time? I would have to say yes.
So
to that.
you have worn wigs.
Strangely, Jenny and I, you would, I don't know, if you went into the closet upstairs at the house, you probably would wonder, what are these people up to? We have an unusual amount of costumes because we always dress up for Halloween. And we're game to, just like last week, I was game to dress up as a founding father. So yes, I have several wigs, strangely.
What was the context of the founding father?
It was for the celebration of American 250. UCA, our College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, had a little special remembrance, commemoration, reading of the Declaration of Independence. And I think technically I was just a random town crier in Philadelphia in 1776 who was handed a one-pager that happened to be the Declaration of Independence to read it to the public that was amassed on the square. So that's what I was doing the other day. So of course, to do that, you put on a powdered wig and a full get-up as if you are the town crier in Philadelphia in 76.
So when will you wear wigs?
At the appropriate moment when needing to take on a persona. That's yes. Am I game for appropriate dress up? Yes. Will I just wear a wig just for an outing on the town in Conway or Little Rock? No. Do you have a time in mind, Corndog?
No, that was just a series of 3 questions that somebody suggested.
Just things that came to your mind.
Have you worn wigs?
Yes.
Will you wear wigs? And do you wear wigs?
On the right occasion. Yes. So inquiring minds wanted to know. So then they got their questions answered.
Would you consider the weather here to be particularly evil?
I don't think evil. I think easy.
I
think Arkansas weather is actually very easy. Remember, Corndog, I lived in Oklahoma for 77 years. That's hard weather. So I'll take Arkansas version of that, especially Central Arkansas version of that any day.
What is in the snow that makes your people so afraid?
I think there certainly is wickedness. I think that especially this last snow, I've never seen snow and ice decide that they were going to come together to create a concrete, and we're going to decide that for a 6-day period of time, that regardless of anything that we wanted to do to it, that snow and ice was not going to let loose. I think it was a particularly evil concoction of snow and ice. Now, if your listeners were interested in having an entire week of classes disrupted, and that's your bag, then that was your snow and ice.
I did not hear anybody think that, so I wouldn't say that anybody had an issue with it.
I think I never get any complaints regarding any attempts to make changes. The number one complaint that we get is the Courtway Recreation Center going to be open? Number two is the library going to be open? I'm proud of that.
I can guess number 3.
And what would number 3 be?
Is the student center going to be
Is
open?
the student center, and most importantly, what's in the student center besides your hallowed ground here?
The Chick-fil-A.
The Chick-fil-A. That's it. Those are the 3. Anytime that we call it, it's the Courtway Center, the library, and will Chick-fil-A be open?
So, do you have a dress code? Do you have to follow a dress code?
I do not across the day, but for certain meetings, and you are going to think I'm a dress-up sort of guy. There are many days in the week where I will go through wardrobe change 2 or 3 times in a day, depending upon the meeting or the activity that I have to have. Generally, if it's anything involving students, I generally try and be very casual. But if it's a board meeting, or if it's a meeting with Capital, or a meeting with some type of business, then you're going to see me run over the house and put on a suit. But then I usually will come right back and take that suit back off and get comfortable. Yeah, not a strict dress code, but I do have to think about what am I wearing for the right meeting.
Do you keep suits in your office?
I do, actually. Good. That's a great question. There's always a jacket and a button-down collar shirt on a hanger on the back of the door, and usually there's a suit with a white shirt and a tie that I could change into if I've forgotten that I had a meeting and there's not time to run across the street. But I get to cheat, Corndog. I mean, our house is right across the street from campus, so it would be an unusual circumstance. But I have had to lean on those a couple times.
I noticed that your increased presence at our basketball games coincides with us winning more games. Would you say that your presence...
I'm going to push back, Corndog. Do you think that my presence is leading to the wins?
Or do you think the wins are leading to your presence?
No, neither. I have, sadly, I've sat in the Ferris Center and watched a lot of losses in the past, too. So I think that would I love to be able to say that anything about wins and losses is hooked to my fandom and my efforts to cheer. I wish it were that easy. If so, I think we might be undefeated. Yeah. I tell you what I do love. We've probably, with men's and women's basketball the last 2 years, the turnout and response, and I think it's 2 teams that are easy to cheer for. It's been great for our students. I mean, love. And Corndog, you should come to one of the games because we have an amazing pep band. You are a great wizard, but you would be an even better wizard if you knew everybody in our pep band.
I assume you're well read on the history of UCA, right?
You know, somewhat. Oh, this is feeling like Stump the Chump.
Then you're most likely familiar with the live bear they used to have at games in probably the 30s. Yes. Have we considered renewing this tradition?
Have I considered, or have we, like the royal we?
Have the board of trustees or anybody who is involved with the administration
making the final decision? No. I think that there's been much discussion about having a live bear on the campus. I've got to tell you, Corndog, that I am not for that because I can't think anything that would be more miserable for a live bear than having to be in captivity. So I just can't see that that's something that I would support.
Do you support?
Now here's what I would support. There are, for instance, at the zoo, sometimes there are reasons that bear, because of some malady that they experienced. I've always wondered, maybe UCA could adopt a bear and kind of help take care of a bear.
And create an enclosure.
Well, it already would have that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But do that through trained professionals that are taking care of one that already, for some reason, is having to be in captivity. Does that make sense?
Is this similar to how Tusk has an enclosure at the University of Arkansas?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit different. That's a hog. I don't know. If it was...
And hogs don't really require special treatment.
Yeah, they just wallow in their mud and their filth, and then get eaten. I mean, that's pretty much, yeah.
Do you
no.
think? Do you?
I clearly am going to be more worried about a bear and its welfare than I am of that hog that we just described.
Do you think they eat tusk?
Without a doubt, it is interesting that that is a mascot, and one of the favorite dishes of the fans of that mascot is pulled pork. So
They don't.
that is one thing that is hard to reconcile.
You're thinking that whenever this hog dies at the University of Arkansas, they eat it? You think?
Waste not, want not. Perhaps I'm trying to think about being hardy and being resourceful. I'm not sure. I think I think Corndog, you should definitely. I would say maybe as likely that it might end up in a corn dog, perhaps your namesake.
I didn't think about that. Have they ever considered serving corn dogs at the basketball games?
I don't know.
I don't feel like that'd be very hard to do.
I don't think so either. I think corn dogs. Who doesn't like corn dogs? I mean, I'm not just wanting to curry favor with you. It's a great name that you've chosen there. What's amazing to me is I assume you're a wizard over like a millennia. How old are you?
4,000 years old.
Yeah. See, the fact that you went with corn dog that long ago, I mean, clearly that is seeing the future.
They named it after me.
That's where it came from. Okay,
Yes.
Good deal. See, you've done a lot more research on me than I on you, but I don't have access to, there's like internet and internet 2, then there's a whole different layer of web that I need to get to be able to do my research on Corndog the Lizard, and I don't have that access.
Before we get into our final segment, we are going to take a small break. We will be right back. Welcome back to Corndog the Wizard, Explains the Universe, and as we sort of wind down to our final section, I'm going to ask some more burning questions that students have asked me to ask you.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Will there be any new buildings? Do you know? Is there a secret plan?
There any new buildings on campus? Well, one thing that we've done the feasibility study for a new multi-purpose arena.
I did see that.
Would take the place of the Ferris Center. That is, I have to remind everybody, feasibility study is like step 1 of 8. I mean, there's still much work that needs to be done, but that is something that I would say that if someone is in their freshman or sophomore year, that I think that we'll start seeing come to fruition by the time those building projects like that take 2 or 3 years to do. But that'd be exciting because that would allow us to have an even better venue, not only for ball games but for concerts and other purposes. So we're wanting to build that as it would seat about 3,600 people, and to be able to build it to where we can have even better concerts here on campus.
How many people does the Ferris Center currently hold?
The Ferris Center, I think standing room only is around 5,000, if I remember correctly. That's when you take into account everything all the way up. This one is going to be, there you go, for concert purposes would be right around 3,600, 3,700, and you count the loge box areas, that probably takes it up to around 4,000. So a little more intimate than the Ferris Center is, but designed to actually be a venue that's meant for ball games as well as special events like concerts and commencement. So that's something that is on the radar. That's real. That's not just a rumor. So, and then the Innovation Campus that we announced, was that 3 weeks ago now? That's going to be out. It's about 4 miles away as the crow flies from campus. It's going to be space for the College of Science and Engineering, but other colleges and departments to be able to have a lab, a learning environment, a lot of internship possibilities with companies. So that's going to be a new facility that's already built. We're just getting it ready. We got to make things appropriately purple. Get it ready to be able to operate that in the fall. So that's 2 big projects, but the arena would be the number 1 possibility. Good question.
Do you play video games at all?
Yes.
What do you play?
I at this point I love like racing games like Forteza and things like that. I used to play things like Madden a lot. I definitely I used to play things like Call of Duty. Don't do that anymore. I've found that I just get crushed. I think the old motor skills are going at 53 years old. Still, just for old kicks. I mean, I love getting into just old school video games. Some of the earliest Mario Brothers games. Still enjoy stuff like that. One of the things I love to do during exam time is play Mario Kart but with the old school. Kind of what that's probably 8-bit. I mean, it's some of the original. But I love video games.
Well, that's all we have today.
Corndog, it is an honor and a privilege to get to spend some time with you.
It is definitely incredible to be able to get the president on my radio show. Getting a university president on a radio show is not an easy feat. So having you on here, it is really awesome that you were able to sacrifice some time to come let me yabber at you for an hour.
I am absolutely was familiar with your work, and I know you have a friend Connor here on campus
That is correct.
Who is an incredible student, great leader, fun guy, and I think Connor told me that I would probably like sitting down and visiting with you. So Corndog, it is absolutely an honor and a privilege to be able to learn from you and get some guidance from you.
To close out today, thank you everybody for listening to Corndog the Wizard Explains the Universe on 91.3 KUCA Conway. Please tune in next Tuesday from 2 to 3 or listen on TuneIn. And be sure to follow the Instagram. Have a great day, everybody.